Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Beef Tongue. This is Walker.
This is Cola.
And today we're talking about forever TV shows that we wanted to come back. A lot of these, they're not exactly timeless, but they're something that's sitting near and dear with us ever since, certain periods of our lives. Cola was telling me about his favorite show, Dinosaur Train.
I watched that like last week, and that was good. No. I mean,
would you actually sit down and watch that again, or would you actually sit down and watch some
I'm
of these
watching them right
shows
now because
again?
I think I ran through all the content I can watch online. So like I'm revisiting not Dinosaur Trains, but
you actually watched Dinosaur Train?
X-Files. Definitely is on my list. It's just like you watch it as a kid, but you don't realize how good it is until you're an adult. But you get all the subtle nuances and stuff. So yeah, but I'm definitely like revisiting a lot of old classic shows.
Mm-hmm. But guys, just keep in mind these are just based on our opinions, so they're not exactly the greatest shows of all time. But there's stuff that we feel is that we
leave
like.
Your comments down below.
Which if yeah. But yeah. Anyways, before we get into that, how's your week going, Cola?
I switched over to a new operating system, which I think everyone should do.
And I switched over to Geico, so I can save 50%
but
more.
Like I'm always, you know me, I'm
insurance.
like always tinkering with stuff. So it's tinkering, experimenting with things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all my sex toys come from Cola, so he only makes me rod shaped stuff. I don't know why.
But you accept them, so that's not.
They don't go unused. My wife's like, "What is that? Never you mind." That looks like it's for me.
Yeah,
no.
so nothing new. So nothing really new. Just trying to keep my sanity during this coronavirus.
Anything new you picked up?
No, nothing new that I picked up.
No, nothing. I mean, just we all learn something new, or we all like discover some new aspect of ourselves. But it's just for me, I've never paid so much attention to the news on a regular basis. It's just so weird for me. I feel really old by doing this, but it's just as important to stay informed. The thing I would say though is just being too informed can really make you really depressed about a lot of things going on.
Yeah. For me, like I try to avoid it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know how many cases are going on. I mean, I think the beginning of the pandemic, I followed a lot of it, but no, I don't. It's just, it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of bleak, right?
Oh, it's extremely bleak, but it's just also to know how serious this is, because it seems that there's a lot of people that are still pretty unaware, or just refusing to pay attention to the staggering numbers and the just general way that everything is spreading. So, I mean, it gets pretty scary, and just staying well informed in that, it just kind of reminds me of how important a lot of things are. And I think this definitely touches back on the previous podcast, but it does teach you a thing or two about gratitude, about the people you spend your time with and the people in your life. So you stay informed for their sake. but that's how I've been dealing with a lot of things. It's just because uh, I had to force myself to stay informed with what's going on outside of my house.
Never seen much news.
And
I watch the
this
news.
is
I work in news.
Cola knows. I don't watch the news. Like the entire time that we've known each other.
And I used to work in news.
Yeah,
so
and then Cola's the one that's supposed to tell
always-
me because
always
he's my
informed.
secretary. So,
he got his news
but
news from me.
yeah, so I didn't feel the need to pay attention because this man worked in yeah, yes, and it was just it was so much more convenient. So it's just everything he would tell me, it would be extremely new to me. Did you know rice could be brown now? Oh shit!
And purple and black. Oh,
yeah.
did you learn that one?
So, yeah, so can carrots. Surprisingly, yeah, that one I didn't know. I didn't know too much about, and I used to argue. I used to argue about it with my grandma.
Wait, your grandma said it was purple, and you say no.
No, she was like, "This is a white carrot. You mean a daikon?" Like,
Yeah, they can be white too, actually. Yeah, they can be white too.
but
yeah.
no, it was a white carrot. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, white carrots didn't exist in my world. You know, colored carrots. I only saw one true colored carrot.
When
It's
when
orange
I started
supremacy.
School, I started coloring my fruit products, different weird colors, and I tell my teacher all the time, "This is how I see these fruit. These are some of the colors of these fruits." She's like, "No." It's like we would just get this whole, not an argument, but she thought it was always weird. She would just still show like the counselors and stuff like, "Why is he drawing fruits?" Like I colored my apples green.
You colored your apples green.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like in a coloring book?
Like in coloring book, and she's like, "No, apple can't be green. It can be it's red." And I was like, "No."
I thought you meant actual fruit before you eat it. Like,
No, it's
why are
like-
you coloring your fruit, man?
No, it's because it's like you're as a kid, you're coloring it how you see it. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's like what?
Oh. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of fruit that I'm very very ignorant about. Yeah. I have an apricot tree,
Oh,
and
what's that?
in my backyard, and I just recently discovered that this past couple weeks.
Was that like the random fruit that was on there? And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So
did you pick it, eat it?
no, I didn't know what apricots were.
What?
So, like, I know of them, but I didn't know what they
Oh.
look like, and I don't know what they taste like.
Oh,
So
they're delicious.
when I learned that, I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, right now we're trying to decipher what other fruit I have in my backyard. I'll have my CSI team on that soon enough. Yeah, it's just weird tinged fruit. It's an orange, man. Just eat it.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so what's
Yeah. So
like what's the first thing?
on
on
to
your
our
list?
topic. The first thing on my list is always X-Men the animated series, because I thought that show was absolutely amazing. There it kind of felt, during its time, it felt like it was the pinnacle of animation action TV series, because it was always hand drawn. It was they were very detailed about a lot of things, and the way the animation moved from time to time was very smooth. There's other times when it was kind of choppy, but for its time, it was very well done. And there just the overall tone that they set for just the storyline in the comics themselves, it was just fantastic. No other of its other cartoon spin-offs captured this same kind of tone, because the way the original animated series, the way they portrayed prejudice and hate and such is so relevant to how things are in general, and it's just they're really just this group of mutants that have just been outcast by society, but they try to overcome a lot of these like different struggles within different social struggles that were super foreign to they're really foreign to kids, but it's just teaching them in a way that's just like, oh, okay, maybe it gets you to change your way of thinking.
I think Spider-Man should fall into that too. Spider-Man. Mm-hmm.
But
I think it's the same producers on that too.
Huh? Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. It's both Marvel and both Fox. Another one that I really like is the show The Critic. Just because I thought it was pretty funny for what it was worth. It touched on a lot of pop culture and a lot of movies of its era. So I thought that was a pretty cool show. And it just talked a lot about it didn't talk about it, but it talked about those movies. Maintains a certain level of humor that's kind of like Simpson-ish, and typical Matt Groening, and like they also tried to do their own spin-offs and skits of those movies, so it just kind of made those scenes kind of like special. Well, but what else? What do you have on your list, Cola?
Mine is X-Files. Now, did you watch X-Files as a kid?
No, it scared me. Like, I'll tell you, it scared me. Because I'm like, I don't want to fucking know about aliens, people that put stuff up my butt.
Cool thing. They had a few of those. The cool thing about the 90s is they had a whole bunch of horror shows that were on. So it's like they had Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, the TV series.
That was a TV series?
And I used to watch. That's a TV series. So, but they don't make those anymore. But the thing is, like, X-Files is like one of those shows on there that I got addicted to. I just watched one episode and I couldn't stop watching it. So every Sunday, watched it. Because at first I didn't know what it was all about, the X-Files. But then once you get into it, you're like, oh, it's like they mention a whole bunch.
Oh, it's all about believing in yourself.
So the thing I like about it is like it references a lot of actual beliefs. So they did one about the end of the world 2020 or 2012. They talked about that.
How accurate did you felt they felt?
It's pretty accurate.
Or how?
No.
World already ended.
But yeah, like all these like theories and stuff like that, they were. It was kind of like. People were like, a lot of people weren't aware of it until I think X-Files like addressed it. That like this is way before internet was really popular and all these stories were going around. But they kind of like brought attention to some of these theories and conspiracies. So.
Do you think you followed the conspiracy theories?
Some of them. Some of them. I think when I was in college, I wrote a whole episode for X-Files. So that's how much of a fan I am. It's like wrote a whole episode.
Oh.
It's basically like they go investigate somewhere like Oklahoma. There's like these giant worms that are killing off livestock and people.
You said vagina worms?
No, not vagina. Giant worms.
Oh. Okay, I was like, what?
That's my nickname for my piece.
The vagina worm. Make it sound like some sort of fucking gross ass infection and shit.
Yeah. So yeah, so like X-Files, like it was really good. I even watched the movies. But
Oh right, they had one X-File movie, huh? Or was it more?
I think that two. They had two X-File movies.
Interesting.
But yeah. But yeah.
What would be another one?
Mine would be Tales from the Crypt. Did you watch that one?
No, it's too scary. But no, just I just didn't watch it just because I was never around in time for that.
I mean,
I caught a couple episodes of Goosebumps, but that was
the crazy thing is like
that was it.
I would watch that after I finished watching Mad TV. I would go and watch Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt they show later at night, but I thought it was a great series. They had some pretty famous people on there too. I mean, definitely that show needs to be brought back for sure. But I mean, the only scary part of it is like maybe the intro.
Yeah.
It's the intro and the crypt.
I think the scariest intro I've seen as a kid was Are You Afraid of the Dark? Nickelodeon. Yeah, it was just they didn't have to do anything. They just filmed like these dark locations in the woods, and and then they just put creepy music behind it. And that was enough to scare the shit out of me. I was like, nah, I'm not watching this.
I watched all of them. Even though.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I didn't watch that. I didn't have cable.
Are You Afraid?
No, I didn't have. I didn't have cable, so.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that Kills of the
No,
Crypt
it's later at night. It's on
like,
CBS.
later at night.
Yeah. They need to bring it back up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because all I had was Spice Channel, like late at night. So. I grew up watching that. Okay. I gotta say this: all of mine are pretty much cartoons. just because these are things I grew up on. I watched a lot of animated TV shows all my life, and I personally think they're a lot more stimulating to watch than just like live action sometimes. Just because things can really be out there, but and as much as we try to capture things in live action, sometimes it just does not turn out well. Because we have to resort to using CGI, and then it starts to look like fake shit.
Example.
So, in an animation, you could show a super powered fight a lot better than you can in a TV show.
You're talking about Dragon Ball Z in the movie.
So, well, that would be a good example too. But there's just some things you can't copy, no matter how hard you try. And I've seen YouTube videos of Dragon Ball Z, and some of them do a really good job, but they still don't.
Stephen Chow was the director or producer, at least,
of Dragon Ball.
Stephen Chow, yeah, Dragon Ball the movie. Or maybe that's my thinking.
I don't know. I didn't look into like the cast. If he was, then I'd be horribly disgracing the guy. But, there's I remember I watched a movie about Street Fighter in China.
Oh, was there a Chinese version of Street Fighter?
And so I watched that, and the main characters were Vega and Chun-Li.
No way.
And they fell in love. And I was like, what is this? Yeah. I thought it was weird, but I thought it was funny because I was just like, I thought Vega was supposed to be a bad guy, and I'm just like, they're trying to make it like one of those like those mafia movies or something. Yeah. So, anyways, on with my list. One of my other shows that I would want back is probably the Mega Man cartoon. I thought they did a pretty good job with that show. It's just it didn't gain as much popularity as it should have, and it just it was just because Mega Man is such a beloved character of my childhood. So we played all of his games, and then moved on to like Mega Man X. Those games were really fun, and then just to have that cartoon there, with that kind of representation about his story, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But they also had plenty of other shows like that, like Street Fighter, the cartoon, as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious because it was so terrible. Because I think there was a episode where like Ryu and Blanca were on the so they're on the good guys side, and there was something that happened with Blanca that made him like crazy, so he turned on Ryu, and then you remember that move he does where he just grapples you and starts biting your head, and then and I think they did like a cliffhanger of the episode where it was like, no, Blanca, don't do the head bite, no. He's just holding you in position for like so long. I was laughing so hard because it looks so terrible of the scene. But anyways, Mega Man felt like one of those cartoons that had pretty good animation for what it was worth. It had good animation, good style. It kind of made the original. It fleshed out his character in the video games a bit more. So I thought that was a really cool representation of him, and that's actually what solidified my love for the series too, because it was just like Mega Man. The original NES was just like, he looked super plain. He just had like a gun, so it's like, okay, well, you get you get some bad guy's powers, and then like you can shoot like random projectiles while changing color. But when I watched the cartoon, I was like, oh shit, like they put it more in a visual action sense, and it just looked a lot better. And they did do an episode with Mega Man X, and I thought that was even better. But then after that, they just cut off the series, and I was like, damn, that sucks. But serious love for that cartoon.
Now, wasn't that didn't that one follow the Mario cartoon? The Mario cartoon and Nintendo Master?
Super Mario?
Did it come right after? It's like the Nintendo Power Hour?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think they were around the same time. They had the Super Mario Super Show, where they had like the wrestler as the I forgot his name. The wrestler that played his live action version. And it would run together with the cartoon.
I don't know about a wrestler, but
yeah, it was like because at the end of the cartoon was like, do the Mario, and then he was just like, just be dancing through the entire like end credits, and I'm just like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, and that was their that was like their portrayal of what like Italian people sound like and act like. I was like, okay, well, but I mean, it was good on them for trying. That cartoon, I think it did run the same time as Mega Man. I just really can't remember. I think moreover, Mega Man was a WB cartoon. What about you?
On my list, again, is Dinosaurs. It's on ABC.
The sitcom?
The sitcom.
The sitcom? Oh, okay. What exactly about that was so appealing to you? Besides dinosaurs.
The puppetry. It was so different from anything else on TV at that time. I like the...
I didn't watch it. It was too scary.
It wouldn't be so...
the dinosaurs are talking!
I don't know. I like the puppetry of it all, and then the production values were pretty good. But it's like figuring out how they move all that stuff. I don't know. It's like it was really good. Technically, it was a good show. And then I think the last episode was when they basically it was time for the extinction to happen. There was like a comet coming, so that's how they ended the show. I think it was on for about maybe 3 seasons, but it was really good. It was very good. It was very good.
Nice.
It's just about.
Well, what exactly were the episodes about?
It's basically like similar. It's similar to the
dinosaur.
Flintstones live action, but it was with the dinosaurs correctly portrayed. It's pretty accurate. There were no humans there.
I remember there being a baby dinosaur. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like the Stewie on the show.
But he was just like a little. He was trying to be like the little smart ass character.
But yeah, I think that was like the main star on the show.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's my thing. The other show is in living color.
Yes, I would have to agree with you there.
I think they definitely need to bring that back to counter. I think to counter SNL. SNL's wax skits. I mean, they had Mad TV, which was all right, but I think living color was kind of revolutionary.
Yeah, it definitely was, and just a couple major stars got their start. Jump started a lot of their careers there.
I think Fox Networks just started, and they had these lineup of programs that were very good. And Living Color was one of them. Definitely, they tested the FCC because they didn't understand the culture. They didn't understand the culture, and they got away with a lot of things.
Who was your favorite character, or who was your favorite actor in there that did all your and your favorite skits of that?
I'd probably say maybe Jamie Foxx.
With the blind and where he's blind and with the dead dog.
No, it's like a whole bunch of characters that were on there, but Jamie Foxx is like one of the better ones. But yeah, I think Jamie Foxx, Jim Carrey, and then
definitely Jim Carrey. I thought Jim Carrey and James Carrey were two different people.
I think
for like the longest time when I was younger, I was like, what the fuck?
I think the first season was he called him James Carrey, and then the second season he switched over to Jim Carrey. Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, a lot of stars came off of that show. I think J-Lo came off the show. Carrie Ananaba, who else? David Allen Greer, Damon Wayans, all the Wayne family.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. My one of my favorite ones is always Jim Carrey's character Vera, the transvestite. It's just I don't know. I just loved watching it because it's so exaggerated.
Yeah, if they did those episodes now, it wouldn't fly. No, it wouldn't happen. I'm surprised now.
No, it definitely wouldn't.
I'm surprised they haven't canceled Jim Carrey for doing all those characters.
Dude, Jim Carrey's character still. I don't know. His character work still remains pretty pristine today. I mean, I watched the new Sonic movie and I was like, oh wow, he really managed to steal the show whenever his scenes came on too.
I'm surprised he decided to do the movie.
Yeah. I mean, I thought he was heading in a more serious direction and he just kind of popped back into comedy again. But that was just kind of a surprising turn because I was just like, well, it didn't feel like the end of his career. It just felt like, he was trying to take things in a different direction. So it's just, that's all he wants to do. So, and actually I have one live action one that I'm okay with coming back is House, MD.
Was that in the 90s?
Just because.
No.
Huh? No. It was.
Have Have you watched all the
Must have been
episodes?
at least like 7 years ago. Yeah. You know, and it's a hospital. Like, see, the thing is, it was a hospital drama, so really nothing really ends, because it's just a lot of things that are just ongoing. It's just, it was very. I think I watched it too because it was really educational. It's taught you a lot about diseases and how they act, and then just or how they are and what are the symptoms, and you know what there is to expect, while actually like putting a semi soft comedic spin on it, and also fleshing out the characters the way they did. So I think it just captured it so much better. I also watched all of ER, but ER had so many characters, and they're just filtered out so much that it's just like you really didn't give a fuck about like half of them, you know, unless they were cute. But House kind of just maintained this like level of consistency, and it just had what I felt like a decent amount of drama, where it just didn't go over the top and just solely focus on the drama of the situation. It still brought you back to like medical issues, and I felt that was kind of cool.
I avoided all the doctors, the lawyers,
and,
cops, firefighter, all sitcoms. All shows based on that concept. I don't know, not my thing.
Oh. Is it because you'll find something wrong with yourself?
No, it's like I don't want to self-diagnose myself.
It's like, oh, god damn it, I got herpes again.
All right, I'm at one more show I have. Unsolved Mysteries. Yes.
This is a TV show?
So Unsolved Mysteries. This is another show. It's also similar to that. It's called Fact or Fiction. That was also.
Because then I see a lot of that on or I saw a lot of that on YouTube, so I couldn't tell if it was a TV show or not.
But it was really good. I only watched the aliens and paranormal stuff on there, which was really good, dude. It's very scary too. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever watch those ghost shows?
I watched all of them. I watched Ghost Rider.
You watched all of them?
Ghost Rider.
No. No. What I'm saying is just like those paranormal investigation shows.
Yes, I did. I watched those too.
Oh. How much of them do you believe?
None of it. After a while, it's all the same. It's all this. After a while, it's all the same. It's like the hillbilly Bigfoot hunters. Oh my god.
Oh. That's the thing. It's just like you watch so much of it, it just gets into the trashy realm.
Yes. Well, the thing is, like, it's cheap to produce. Basically, they put people out in a situation where they're outside and stuff like that, and then they're like panicking over like shadows. They're like afraid of their own shadows and stuff like that. So yeah.
Like, come on, man, communicate with us. Oh shit. I heard a growl. Nah, I farted, man.
So it's honestly that, like, you can like the acting is terrible, so you can always tell. So.
Yeah. Nice. I mean, admittedly, I watched some of those shows too, and they become very uninteresting after I think up to the point where they start leaving a lot of cliffhangers, because half the time it's very lackluster. Like, they try to build up to it, like, oh my god, like they actually said something, and then they cut to commercial, and then you come back and it's just like they come back and be like, I'm hungry, and it's just like, you motherfucker. That was not that was not worth me watching like 5 or 6 ads just to get to this point. Yes, one ad is better compared to like 6.